Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 3.4, program development cycle. Actually, in real-time environment, software development companies take up huge projects, very large projects. In order to develop large projects and all that, they should not develop just like that, or one or two people cannot develop it. For that, a team of people, sometimes a set of teams also work on that, and while working it passed through a number of phases, number of stages, then only strictly under a control they develop the projects systematically. Otherwise lot of time is wasted and money is also wasted. For example, how big is the project? If you have to understand and all that, just you refer your smartphone. Your smartphone is providing you many applications. Most of your applications you never use also. That many applications your smartphone is providing you. All these applications are developed by a team of people, a team of software engineers, or sometimes a set of teams also they develop. In order to develop such projects and all that, perfect control is required. Then, in order to develop software projects, real-time projects in a systematic way, there are 8 phases. That means every project is developed through these 8 phases, and actually being a student you cannot implement them, but this is totally career oriented study. Your ultimate destination is this. In that environment you must develop projects through this program development cycle. Here the basic objective of introducing this concept is to introduce your future environment, just an outline I am giving and all that, and by that uh, you can you cannot underestimate the things. What are the things are required to develop a software project? You can have a clear idea. So there are 8 phases. Now in this concept I will explain you briefly about all these things. You can generally understand, don't worry about that, you need not require a deeper knowledge about them. But in the next concept I am extracting some of the steps from this program development cycle and explain it to you in detail. Then for your projects also, a student level projects also, systematically you can apply the steps and you can develop. Thereafter, once you join a company and all that, you can understand, it helps you a lot in which environment you are going to work, what you have to do and all that. You can have a basic knowledge. Okay, now these are the 8 steps: understanding, defining and analyzing problem, writing algorithm, writing program coding, compilation and execution of the program, debugging of the program, program testing, documentation of the program, and program maintenance. These are the 8 steps. Now I explain them briefly to you. Definitely can understand, there is no doubt in that. Actually, a businessman or some client comes to you to get his project developed, software project developed. Then he explains his problem. This is what we call problem domain. So first thing is what we have to understand the problem. This is like understanding question before answering in your exam. Understanding problem. Thereafter, not only understanding, you have to define the problem in your own language, in your own perception. Thereafter, you have to analyze that. You have to analyze the problem. Here, not only problem, it includes solution also. Solution means what client is exactly expecting from this software. That also you should have clear idea. So, understanding problem, defining problem, and analyzing problem. Then by this process you can get a notional idea. Actually, whenever you are dealing with a complex problem, first you think of how to come out of that, how to find out solution. Then if you think like that, initially you get a notional idea, that is called logical plan. You derive a notional idea, it is a logical plan, it bridges between the problem domain and solution domain. This is everything notional. Understand? This is what you call logical plan. This logical plan is a piece of idea, how to solve this problem, how to overcome this problem, how to present certain data, like that and all that. Now, thereafter writing algorithm. Algorithm means the previous concepts I explained. These are well defined steps to implement a program. Here, this is vague, this is a notional idea, there is no clarity in that. When you dissect it and write it like this and all that as well defined steps, you write, then clarity will come. Any gaps are there in your notional idea, then you can easily find out and fix it here. But one thing you must remember, these are all in the human language, like English you write, no computer language. In human language only, which steps you implement in order to achieve the solution. This is called algorithm. Algorithm means a series of well defined steps or well defined procedures to implement a logical plan. You have to understand it like that. That second one is algorithm. So all this, what you have to understand, this is in human language. Now we write it in English. Okay. Thereafter, you know that computer cannot understand any human language. So what should we do? We have to convert each and every step in the algorithm into one or more. We have to transform each step in the algorithm into one or more computer language instructions. Computer language instructions, a bundle of such instructions is called a program. We bundle all the set of instructions and provide it to the computer. Then that is what we call coding. So we write a program, all this we transform into computer language instructions and bundle it as a program and feed it to the computer. That is called program coding. This is also called source code. Okay, now your program is ready, a set of instructions are ready. Thereafter you have to compile and execute. Compilation means simply this is translation of source code into object code or executable code, that is compilation. Thereafter all this is converted into machine's language. That's why that machine can understand and execute it. As a result of that execution, you can get the solution, you can get the result out of this. Okay. That is fourth step, program compilation and execution. Thereafter debugging of the program. Actually, if program does not contain any error, any syntax error, then only program is compiled. If even a single error is remaining, program is not compiled. That's why we have to, any errors are reported whenever we make an attempt to compile, then any errors are there, syntax errors are there in the program, the compiler gives a report, error report. Then you have to attend and fix all the syntax errors, and when no error is there in the program, then only compilation is done, thereafter execution is done, then only you get result. So here debugging, bug means error. So you have to erase, you have to fix all the bugs in the program. That means your source code is 100% correct according to the syntax rules of the language. Then only your program is executed, and the fixing process of errors is called debugging. Thereafter, your program may be executed, it may give result, but you should not take it as granted that program is very accurate, because the program may contain some logical errors or runtime errors. Logically, some errors may be there and all that. That's why you have to test your program with all probable inputs. All probable inputs means not not only applicable to today's needs, future needs also. You may use this project in future in a different way. So you should test the program with all the probable inputs of present or future needs and all that. You have to manually test it whether it is working accurately or not. If you find out any logical errors or runtime errors, you must fix up. It is possible only through program testing. Actually, in debugging only syntax errors are fixed, but through program testing, logical errors and runtime errors are fixed. Actually, logical errors means any logic oriented issues are there, that is logical error. Runtime error at the juncture I cannot explain to you, just in a corresponding concept I will explain. In this context, I want to tell you one thing. Simply your program is working and gives result, don't take it as granted it is correctly working. Until unless the program testing is over, you cannot conclude that that program is working accurately. For this purpose, with all probable inputs, it may be present inputs or it may be used for future needs, all probable inputs you have to feed to the program, and you have to test their accuracy of the result manually or otherwise, and then you should come to a conclusion, my program is working well, accurately working. Then only, being a programmer, being a developer, your job is completed. Then only you must deliver it, you have to deliver it to the client. Otherwise unnecessarily, after delivering the software, if client finds any new problems and all that, any errors and all that, it is done at the cost of your goodwill. That point always you remember. Whatever you are delivering to the client, you should be 100% accurate. That point always you remember and work. Program testing is a very crucial process. Okay. Then after program testing, you realize that your program works accurately, properly, without any problems, and then you have to deliver. Thereafter, documentation of a program. Actually, when you are delivering the software to the client, a documentation also should be given to him. The documentation consists of some write-ups, flowchart, operational instructions, etc. Relating to that software project are there and all that. All that you have to prepare a document which is understood by the client and all that you should give. Suppose, for example, operational instructions. So, how the software should be operated, what are the do's and don'ts, all that you have to prepare a document and give it to the client. Because here one thing you must remember, you develop number of projects and after completion of the projects you deliver. If proper documentation is there, whenever some problem comes or otherwise whenever you have to update the software and all that, the documentation is useful for you anytime. Here the software people, the employees who developed and all that may leave the company, even though if everything is in the form of documentation, the future, the new employees are existing different team also, can take it up. If such documentation is not there and all that, it is very difficult for others to understand the project. So, documentation is developed and it is delivered to the client. Finally, program maintenance. Actually, once you deliver the software to the client may face some problems because of his inexperience, or otherwise because of some problems embedded in the machine. He may complain. In such case and all that, you must correct all those things, or otherwise you have to properly modify it as a client friendly. Okay, sometimes hardwares may be changed or environment may be changed. So, the corresponding changes you must incorporate in the software. Sometimes some new equipment, new hardware may come into the market and it is highly efficient and all that, but originally your program was not developed compatible with the new software, new hardware. Then in order to take the advantage of that new software or hardware, then you have to make necessary changes in your program. That is called, simply you call it as make your program up to date and error free, and you have to see that it should give the best possible and efficient result. Okay, that is called maintenance. Totally, once again I tell you, in program development process there are 8 steps. First one is understanding, defining and analyzing program. Second one, writing algorithm. Third one, program coding. Fourth one, debugging. Fifth one, program testing. Sixth one, program testing. Seventh one, documentation of a program. And eighth one, program maintenance. All these steps, briefly you understand that, and if you have this outline in mind and all that, whenever context comes, then easily you can amplify every concept and you can practically learn the spirit of each and every step in the project development process.